Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And it's taken off the nostalgia goggles. Horror, childhood horror look back. Episode number 2, as you can tell. Haven't quite gotten the vibe of this yet, but trying to, where I look back at horror movies I watched from a very young age, the effect they had on me then, and how that compares to today, taking those nostalgia goggles off and rewatching them. Not a review. Don't want to sit here and talk you through the plot and the pros and the cons and all that. Just want to give you reflections and comparisons more than anything else. Go watch episode 1 where I covered Demons. And of course, this is the follow-up, 1986's Demons 2. A movie that immediately I could tell you I don't hold in high regard. Pre-rewatching, I always remember it not being as strong as the first one and not having as much of an effect. And on rewatching it, I think it is significantly worse. It's still thoroughly enjoyable. There are still a lot of elements I love, and there are a lot of things that both amuse me and frighten me. The latter, the frightening part, was a major part of my childhood regarding this film. Demons 1 scared the hell out of me. Demons 2 scared me just as much because of its location. It being set in a high-rise apartment building made it feel more real than a theatre. Some of the theatre as well in the first one kind of felt not as real. Whereas a building with people's flats and stuff like that, set in a bit of a city, that's more terrifying. That's real. And that's what Demons 2 does really well. Particularly the sense of being trapped inside. Oh, they never really explain that either, do they, in Demons 2? How nobody can get out of, like, the entrances or anything like that. I know demons like running around, but half the time they're up on a high floor. But that's it. Like with Demons 1, don't overthink this. Just know that, because I mean, ultimately as well, bear in mind, this starts by a demon coming out of the TV. Now, they're supernatural creatures, so why the hell are not? But man, oh man, what an iconic scene that is. It's crazy that, like, The Ring would popularize that side of things, but look at Demons doing it way back then. It has some of my most frightening scenes. As a child, I always remember basically the shot of the young child. This is the 10-year-old Asia Argento, Dario Argento's daughter, being in that car while the demons surround it. Everybody is dead in that car park, and you've got the camera focused really up close to the garish and ugly faces. And the reality is that girl is trapped. She's never getting out of there. If the demons can't get in, she will inevitably, goddamn, like, starve, you know, to death and die, dehydration and all that. But ultimately, the demons, they're going to find a way in. So I'm glad we never follow that up. It just leaves it kind of open-ended. That really disturbed me as a child. Still disturbs me now, but it's a little harder to take seriously because this film, and here it's noticeable as well as elsewhere, has worse makeup, cheaper makeup, and in this scene, the faces are overtly green. Some of the looks and how people are behaving just aren't as strong. In fact, that entire underground car park scene has some of the silliest moments. The demons doing fucking front flips over the flames and stuff like that. And in that scene in the gym as well, pre that, you can kind of see the actors who are playing demons aren't quite sure. They're kind of moving around a bit silly and all that. Contrast that to you know, the scenes in the party to begin with and how that plays out. And like the lead actor, God, I want to remember her name. I'm going to try and find her name quickly. Sally, Coralina Catadali-Tassione, who plays Sally. God damn, she's great in that demon role, isn't she? Really terrifying stuff. All the shots around her are some of my absolute favourite. The close-ups, the music, the surrealism. They try to repeat elements of Demons 1 here, where like they do the shot like where it's from a hallway and it's got lights in the back to try and make them look scary, similar to the cinema shot, except A, it's too brightly lit, so their eyes look really, really bad. It doesn't have the same effect, but it's still iconic for me personally. So many other elements of this are quite terrifying. The dog transformation, something different, scared the hell out of me as a kid. Now, just looks a bit silly, and there are moments, if you look really closely, we can kind of see how they did it with the actual dog. However, a segment I hated as a youngster, didn't scare me at all, and I think is downright stupid in this is, of course, the little boy demon, which follows to the little gremlin-like demon that comes out of his body. I know it's kind of a follow-on from what they did in Demons 1, where the kind of creature came out of her body. Here, obviously being a young boy, it's a smaller thing. But that scene is all the noises it makes and how it looks just ends up making it seem like Gremlins. Way before Gremlins was a thing in my life. I saw this way before Gremlins, put it that way. But also the sequence goes on for ages, and all the time it's making these cute chittering noises, like that kind of. It's freaking awful. One of the most unscary moments of the entire film. It doesn't live as long in the memory compared to the first film. You know, people said to me, which is the more iconic one? It's Demons 1. But I had to do this in this 31-day series as well, because I do think this film is iconic too. It's just Demons 1 has so much more impact for me. This one still has a ton of impact, and I always wish we kind of got that full Demons 3 instead of what we got with The Church. But, you know, as far as like another great Demons film, and I always kind of put these two together. You know, I'd say to you, if you've never seen 1 or 2, watch both together. Do Demons 1, Demons 2 directly after each other. Hell, there's a bit of a crossover story there as well. Same director, Lamberto Bava. Same writers, with Argento producing and being a writer as well. So all the vibes are there. It's just the second one just doesn't quite hit the mark in the same way. And compared to, like I said, the first one, it certainly doesn't have that long-term impact. What do you reckon? What do you think on this one? You know what to do? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.